Is the audio too loud or anything? The music? Does it overtake my voice? Hello? Yes. Dan Dice, hello. Scientific. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Today's gonna be a very special day, you know. And hello to everybody watching. This is not gonna be that long. It's a bit loud. Gotcha. Okay, let me fix that real quick. No. We're gonna fix that because this is very important that the audio is done well. It's very important. How about now? Is it better? Is it better? The important thing is our recap today, the music that we do, the music that we use. Yeah? Way better? Oh, okay, that's very good. That is very good. All right. We're just waiting for a few people before we start this off. It'll be a nice afternoon to talk about this, I feel. And hopefully some of you guys are horror fans because that's exactly what we're here for. Oh yeah. Who else is here? Who are horror fans? We have a little bit to talk about. A little bit. Not a little bit, a lot. Like a lot-ish. Hey, Flava, hello. Welcome. We have a bit of chat over here. We have a little bit to talk about, in the sense that, as you can see, we have something new to introduce to the stream. I'm gonna make an actual official open to that. Just give me a sec. I'm just sharing. Give me a little bit. You know, we do be doing, you know. Yes, because that is exactly what this is. I'm gonna explain that in just a hot second. Yes, I will. Looks like a torture. Well, that's good. It's good that you feel that way. It is very good that you feel that way. The unsettling vibe, because that's what we're kind of going for. Even though the music doesn't dictate so, it's the feel of this entire thing. So who are horror fans in here? Let's be honest, even or at least horror adjacent. At least horror adjacent fans. It doesn't have to be 100% horror. The next episode I plan to do for this one is actually very good. It's actually just horror adjacent. For the past how many years, that movie, and I won't spoil that yet, but that movie or that franchise has not been horror for quite some time. What about you, Flava? Are you? I see what you're cooking. Yep. There we go. Good. You can't with horror games, but what about horror movies, right? Or Mhm. And again, that's what the chair is for. Hold on, give me a second. Almost there, guys. Hold on, guys. Almost there, almost there. Movies are great. You love the oh, okay. We actually are gonna talk about throwback. Um, we're gonna start talking about that very very soon. Especially since there are a lot of good vintage horror movies, right? A lot. So I'm putting that on the list. Yes, all of them. All of those films for the Warren couple are very nice. Sure, they're not all great hits in my opinion, but they do their part. Okay. So, to make it more formal, and to all of you watching, hello and good day. This is our very, very first episode of PicaBOO, a horror talk stream series that I'm putting up here on my channel. So welcome you guys over at chat. And those of you who are new to the channel, thank you very much. Okay, so since some of you guys out there are already like really hardcore committed horror fans, especially gore horror, I'm pretty sure, or at least I can assume, that you guys know what Final Destination is, what the franchise is, right? In case you aren't, Final Destination is basically an entire series, an entire franchise of films wherein death chases individuals or a group of people whose, for lack of a better term, times are up, right? And it has been a very, very long time, a little over a decade since the last Final Destination film, specifically 2011. So that's about 14 years ago, right? Imagine that. Imagine how long the generation of moviegoers have, you know, I'm sorry for putting the pun in here, have cheated death. I see what I did there. But kidding aside though, it has been a very, very long time since this film actually came into the fray, or it's been a long time since this franchise was back on the big screen. So having said that, it's safe to say that this next film upcoming is gonna be a banger. Like I said, a huge generation of moviegoers skipped out on the anxiety-inducing franchise known as Final Destination. So here we go. It is, I believe, in order for us to talk about the upcoming film Final Destination Bloodlines, right? Oh man, I for one am a huge fan of the franchise. I watched every single movie. I watched every single one of them. So you can only imagine, and if you guys know what's really going on, basic household things or the standard scenery around you can already cause a lot of paranoia if you ever watched the Final Destination franchise, right? The simplest things can actually make you uber anxious. You know, so it just goes without saying that yes, this is really a thing. So I just want to hear a little bit in chat, like, did you guys actually watch through the entire films? Like, did you guys power through these movies? Because I know some people who had to look away. Flava, have you ever watched any of these films? Imagine that. 14 solid years. 14 years since the last Final Destination movie, and here we are. You close your eyes a lot, especially on the gore part. I absolutely do not blame you, man. I do not. Now, here's the catch. I will share for like literally a few minutes, if you guys have time. I am going to share, if you haven't seen already, but without audio, just so we don't get any issues. I am going to share with you on screen here and on stream the trailer of Final Destination Bloodlines, or at least the teaser trailer. Okay, so I will play the teaser trailer of Final Destination Bloodlines here. Try not to look away. Are we good? Let's go. Let's try that out. But again, without audio, so you guys can relax. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Here we go. Eee, it's already there. As early as now, you can already feel that tingling sensation of fear and death literally crawling to you. All right, let's go. Oh man. So again, no audio for me. We're not gonna do that. And in the trailer, the guy said that his pops died. So he's going through something, you know. The guy's going through something. There we go. Oh boy. It's trailers like this where a lot of things. It's those types of these types of trailers, or this part of Final Destination. This is like their formula. This is a very. Oh boy. Oh. Yo. Okay, so well, the teaser doesn't hold back at all, right? So it kind of does. In my opinion, the trailer really does keep all the elements of the previous Final Destination movies, at least for the teaser, where they're gonna show a lot of things going on around these victims, and then you're gonna be left guessing how said victim is actually gonna go. Yes, exactly. So that's what's really nice about the Final Destination franchise, right? They never actually, or not all of the deaths show you exactly how they're supposed to go. So the trailer, as usual, very innovative. And let's not forget, this is the new generation of Final Destination, where the people or the filmmakers, they have a lot of resources to work with already. They have practical effects, maybe a little CGI here and there, but I'm super excited to see how some of these deaths are gonna be like, right? And you know what's funny, Wham? We were just talking about piercings last night. Specifically here. Oh. So, yeah, the anxiety is just up there. You know what I mean? I know. Much less if his... much less if his ring... If his nose ring gets snagged, you know what I mean? I'll try to look for a clear photo, Wham, but because majority of the photos are a little far, but we'll try that. You know what I mean? I know it's super anxiety inducing. I am scientific. Now, here's another catch, right? This brings the question, because we saw from this teaser trailer, that's literally one death. Now, Final Destination has been known to bring forth iconic disasters. That right there, that is a Final Destination signature. So, let's do a quick rundown in case some of you were not yet around. I'll be honest, because this franchise trails all the way back to the early 2000s. So there's a huge chance that some of you watching don't know yet what or no longer are, or that you really don't know what the disasters were. So the very first Final Destination movie, the big disaster where death starts taking names, it was the airplane. That was the very first one. Second was, in my opinion, also the true anxiety freak in the franchise was the freeway, because that happens every day. That literally happens every day. Everyone goes through a freeway, and you know the rest, right? So, and I believe that the second Final Destination quickly, and I mean quickly, learned from the first film. That's just my take. Let's go to the third one. In my opinion, this was quite good. Except that there's nothing bad to say about any of the Final Destination films at all. But the roller coaster was kind of, I'd say, very situational. It was a very situational, I'd say, tragedy. Not gonna say that, yeah, you know, that it's not bound to happen, fingers crossed. But I felt that the roller coaster was not as heavy hitting as the freeway. But that's just my opinion. I could say the same also for Final Destination 4, which was the racetrack. So I think this was the time when 3D filmmaking was actually a thing. It was a true trend at the time. So there were some moments wherein you'd really see objects flying towards you and all that, and it was really big. You know, it was a huge deal at the time. I felt that right there was kind of it was kind of commendable, you know, kind of commendable. But at the same time, I didn't feel that same amount of dread compared to the previous films. I'm not saying that the Final Destination franchise started to decline. No, I don't think so. Because the bridge of Final Destination 5 was such a good touch. It was almost as if we rewatched the freeway. Almost like the second film. And they gave us a huge twist. They give us a massive twist in Final Destination 5, wherein it was not, I repeat, it was not chronological with the rest of the franchise. It was actually the prequel. It was the prequel to the airplane, which was really good, right? Which also, again, leads us to our point right now. what is Final Destination Bloodlines' big disaster? What will it be? What is that gonna be? I don't know, man. I'm keeping an open mind on this one. And I tried not to read synopsis, by the way. I tried not to read anything in relation to Final Destination Bloodlines so that we can keep our minds open, right? And I personally do not want to spoil myself in the sense that I want to be there. I want to see it when that happens. I want to feel the authentic dread of said moments. So what are you guys looking forward to? Like what exactly are you guys eyeing for in Final Destination Bloodlines? We can talk about that. We can talk about the steel bars, right? No, dude, the debris. In this case now, I feel that people with nose rings, excuse me, are going to be a lot more anxious. But that's just me. They probably might be a little bit more anxious. I could be wrong. They might be more anxious, honestly. Here, what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'm gonna see if there's an actual synopsis. Because, or like any spoilers. I'm trying to search. Oh, man. Okay, no, nothing. I don't want to have to look. I'm so tempted to see what is... I'm really so tempted to see what that's gonna be like. I don't know. Is it gonna be a river, a cruise, maybe a ship? You know, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. So, to me, the biggest question is what will be Final Destination Bloodlines' big disaster? What is it gonna be? A lot of people are always watching out for that big disaster. Not to mention, are we gonna have a happy ending this time? So, because spoiler alert, none of the Final Destination movies has ever had a positive ending. So I don't know, is the curse gonna be curse gonna be reversed here, or so we thought? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it out in the open. Not to mention, guys, this, for a horror fan, this is huge. So some of you may know that the late great Tony Todd, right? He's a horror legend. He's a very iconic horror name, and unfortunately he did pass last year. So rest in peace, rest in power, sir. But the good news is, it was actually officially announced that this will feature Tony Todd. This film will feature the late great Tony Todd. Imagine that. So in case you guys don't know, Tony Todd had a cameo, a role in every single Final Destination film. He was the coroner, he was a detective, so on and so forth. There's so many, right? And he had a participation in every single Final Destination film. So, right? I'm super excited. I am super excited to see him here one last time. I don't know about you guys, man, but you see, anything right here around me, anything in my room might be that. It might be that item. So up until then, I have to be super careful, right? This cup of coffee, right? Could be it. An alcohol bottle, right? Sunglasses. I know. Or a pen. Or my fight stick. You know, my joystick. This right here. It could be a tool. I don't want to jinx it. No. I don't want to jinx it at all. My anxiety. Oh my goodness. But yeah, having said that, I feel that Final Destination, they picked a great time. I feel that Final Destination Bloodlines picked a great time to get back to the horror scene. Granted, how 2024 looked for that genre, I feel that this is the right moment for Final Destination franchise to make a super duper excited. So So look, in case you guys are wondering when it'll be released, it'll be in a few months. May 16, globally, I believe. I know, that's true. Final Destination was that movie that taught us if death wants you, you can't run away from it, right? There's no escaping. There's really no escaping. And I love the slogan. I love the slogan. Death runs in the family. Brilliant. Very brilliant. So it's safe to assume, right, that this will have a lot of family ties. So also when I read previous articles, they did kind of say that Final Destination Bloodlines will revolve around I'd say the lineage of one survivor from a previous tragedy. So I don't know which one. I personally do not know which one. I wanna track back to all of that because I follow the entire franchise from top to bottom. Really, really curious. Right? So yeah, I mean, I know this is not your usual, and this is only a very, very quick debut episode of PicaBOO. We're gonna make more episodes like this, I promise. You have to. We're gonna make more episodes of PicaBOO for sure, and we'll try to make it a little bit longer, right? Not to mention they don't all have to be horror films. They just have to be horror adjacent films. You're making me want to watch all the films of Final Destination as well. You should. That is my job right now. That is my job to make you guys watch the entire franchise. To make you watch all of these films and be as anxious as you can get. You never watched it again. Okay, well, it's the perfect time for you to recap because that might connect. You know, any of these films might actually connect to Final Destination Bloodlines. Who knows? So you might need to. You might actually need to watch all of these movies again. So yeah, having said that, guys, thank you for sitting in with me here on the very first episode, the pilot episode of PicaBOO. Yes, I did my play on words there. So hopefully I catch you guys on the next episode. We're gonna try to recap more of these horror and relevant horror adjacent films. So please do stay tuned on my channel. Don't forget to follow my socials. We'll be making more content. We'll be making more content like this. Okay, let me do that again. It is a banger franchise, yes. So again, guys, if you haven't already, please do follow my socials. We're going to be making more content like this very, very soon. Discussing horror films, horror relevant or horror adjacent films. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.